guys, Marianne here with Shopping Crafty. Today I'm going to talk about having a car in Los Angeles. Basically, you don't need a car. I think a lot of people assume you do just because it's not like New York where everybody's walking everywhere. But no, I know several people who don't have a car here. It's just a question of if you feel safe doing that. I personally don't. I don't want to ride the bus or the metro, especially in the middle of the night, and I'm not sure how late it operates. Maybe it's 24/7. I really have no idea what the schedules are. But I do know anytime I've looked into taking the bus for something, it's always more expensive than I expect because it's over $1 per bus you go on. So if you have to take more than one bus per commute, you're going to spend a lot of money to get there and back again. So, I mean, it depends on where you're going and how often you're using it, of course. If you're not planning on going anywhere ever besides walking, then you don't need to worry about that. But realistically, I don't think that's the case for most people. And I'm pretty sure I also looked into like a monthly bus pass and it was over $100 for that. So, I mean, depending on if you've already paid for your car and how much gas you use in your car, I feel like the prices are comparable if you've already owned your car. If you have payments, not so much. So don't get car payments. Car payments are expensive. That's my second point. You don't need a fancy car. It's nice to have a hybrid here. I'll be honest, you save a lot on gas and you save on the smog test that you have to do, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. But you know, you can get an old hybrid. My hybrid Prius is a 2004, so it's practically worthless now, I'm sure. I couldn't sell it for more than $2,000, I'm sure, because it's just a mess. But, you know, you can still get a hybrid if you want to, but pay for it. Don't get a loan. If you can afford a $200 payment every month, then just start putting $200 aside every month. Now, don't put it into a payment plan where you're paying interest and all of that. Just start paying into a little sinking fund, $200 a month, and buy the car before you move out here, after you move out here. I don't care. Just do it that way. Don't go into debt. But anyway, speaking of having a car, you're required by law to change your registration and your license and everything, I believe within the first 10 days. I thought it was 1 day, someone else said 10 days. Either way, just within the first 10 days, you're supposed to do this. A lot of people don't, but you should, because you can get a ticket or you can get arrested if you don't. So, nobody wants that. Registration costs anywhere from $100 to $200. It's more expensive than other places, which I think that's sort of fair because there's a lot of people here. We are overpopulated in Los Angeles, so to have an extra car polluting the air is a problem. Along the same lines, you also, in Los Angeles and California, have to pass a smog test for your car. One great thing about having a hybrid is you don't have to do the smog test. My Prius is exempt because it's hybrid. It's not going to be polluting as much as other cars, and that's just part of what that car represents. People know that is going to pass the test, so you don't have to pay for the test. But, you know, it's just another hassle. You have to go to a mechanic and get that done and see if you pass or not. And you have to register your car, and you have to get insurance. In Los Angeles, it's required to have at least $5,000 of coverage, which, to me, that's troublingly low because you don't want to be personally responsible for damage to somebody else's car that's worth $20,000 and your insurance only covers $5,000. So it only costs a couple more dollars a month for me to have $20,000 coverage and roadside assistance. So that's what I went with. I spend about $72 per month on car insurance. I don't have, knock on wood, I don't have a bad driving record or any incidents of late, so it's lower than others. But yeah, it's more, again, more expensive than other places, but for me, that doesn't seem too outrageous, $72 per month. And yeah, roadside assistance, definitely get that. If you get it through your insurance, or if you can just get AAA, AAA is great because, I mean, even if you wait until your car breaks down to get it, like, don't pay for a one-time tow. Just, if you don't have to move your car that second, wait, get AAA, and then call AAA and have them come tow your car, because you're paying for either one-time tow or less or the same amount for unlimited tows. You know, it's just it saves money because your car will break down at some point. If anybody thinks their car will never break down, that probably means they're leasing new cars, and you shouldn't be doing that. That's throwing away money. So, yeah, get AAA and don't lease new cars because, I don't know, because that's what Dave Ramsey says, okay? Dave Ramsey knows what he's talking about, I think. So yes, all of that. With gas, I know I save money by just having hybrid. You can also get I think it's the Gas Buddy app, where it will let you know the closest or the nearby cheapest gas. So you can find which gas station you want to go to. Sometimes it may not be worth it to go, 5 miles to get the cheaper gas when there's, it's 2 cents more here and you don't have to drive 5 miles. Work it out logically for yourself. But also, you should try to pay cash for gas, because a lot of gas stations out here will charge more if you use a credit card. I think the one right down the street from me charges 10 cents less if you use cash, or I think it's cash or a debit card, so you can sort of work it out that way, but I just use cash because envelope system is great and saves money, and why not? So yeah, that's another important thing, is to try to save money that way. And also, I know Ralph's on their grocery store card, if you spend a certain amount of money on groceries every month, you can get discounted gas at certain gas stations. That's always a good way to go. But don't spend extra at the grocery store in order to save on gas, because then you're just spending your money elsewhere and it's still flying out the window. But if you're already going to be spending that much on groceries at Ralph's, yeah, use that discount. That's awesome. Another thing, this is totally unrelated, but I was thinking about it. With parking in LA, again, I mentioned this in the Moving to LA video about finding an apartment. You definitely want to try to get parking at your apartment structure. I don't have it, and it's kind of a pain sometimes, and if you get home in the middle of the night, it can be scary. Walking alone at night. But another thing that LA is known for is their street sweeping signs. That just means certain times every week a big street sweeper truck comes through. Sometimes it doesn't even come through and they just want an excuse to give people parking tickets. But yeah, the street sweeper comes through. So if you see a sign that says street sweeping Monday noon to 2 p.m., that means you can't park there Monday from noon to 2 p.m. You can park there any other time, but if you're parked there at that time on that day, you will get a ticket. And another reason that you want to register in California, I'm fairly certain the ticket is cheaper if you are a California license plate than if you're an out-of-state license plate, which is funny, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I might be wrong. You can double check on that, but I know that the tickets used to be more expensive before I had it switched over, because yes, I've gotten these parking tickets. They get you. North Hollywood, a lot of places don't even have the street sweeping, which is awesome because you can park anywhere, anytime, but it's also annoying because it means the streets are dirtier, so it's a trade-off. But yeah, that's one thing about LA that you might want to know. There's also zone restrictions, where if you live in the neighborhood, you can buy the parking pass for permission to park on the street. And those are really annoying, because if you're just trying to go to your friend's house or something and they live in one of those areas and you don't have the zone sticker, you won't be able to park anywhere, because all of the streets require you to pay for the permit. It's very annoying, but yeah, you don't want to park there either, because you will get caught and you will get a ticket. Trust me, you will. You will. Another this is just a random note. If you do have a car and you're going to auditions, Do not be surprised when you see no after parking signs. There are a lot of businesses that put no after parking signs up. That's fun. They're like, no, we don't want you here. You can't park here for an audition next door. Go away. So be prepared for that and leave extra early for auditions if you are driving, because that can be a pain sometimes. But it's just part of living in LA, so you should get used to it. Actors are pretty much really annoying to people until they are the star in a movie, and then they're super special for that shoot, and then they go back to being vermin who aren't allowed to park in certain places. So anyway, that's all the info I have on having a car in LA. Be a safe driver. There's a lot of us here, and we don't want to die. So don't drink and drive, kids. Alright. Thanks, guys. Talk to you again soon.